So here's a quick tutorial to show you how to make an embroidered eye instead of using safety eyes. So what you want to do is take a look in the pattern that you're using and see where the safety eyes are supposed to go. So for this particular pattern, the safety eyes are supposed to go around 3, about 5 stitches apart. So to find that, this first circle here, this is round 1. So 1, 2, 3. And I've already added this eye, but we want to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know we want our other eye to be around here. So I think we're actually going to place it a little bit further back. 1, 2, 3. So we're closer to round 4 by the time I placed my eye in. So I'm going to make sure I'm doing that over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the needle on round 3, at the top around 3 here, and go up to round 4. Does that make sense? So you could use stitch markers even before you stuff it to make sure you've got your eyes even. So check it from all angles there. And so I'm just using a regular worsted weight yarn for the eye. Now if you're using using a worsted weight yarn, you may want to divide up the plies a little bit and just use 1 or 2 strands to make your eye. But for this one, I want it to be about the same size as it would be if I was using the safety eyes. So I am just going to thread my needle. I have about 18 inches of yarn here. I don't think I'll need that much. So I'm going under a stitch here and up. So under, like in between rows, and up on the other side of a stitch. So that'll give me lots to hang on to when doing this. Got about 3 inches or so. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going up through those same sets of holes until it starts to fill out and look sort of circular. So when you're coming up like this, you can pull the yarn down on either side of what you already have there, and that'll sort of bulk it up a bit. Right, and then if you have gaps, you want to make sure that you fill those in. Move it over. Okay, are we at the same size? Not quite. I need a little bit more down here. And then what you can do is you can take white, if you want, and add some highlights to the sides. So first off here, I'm going to tie this off. So I'm going to tie my ends together in a knot down by this hole that I was working through. And then I'll just pull my ends into the bunny and making sure that the knot gets pulled in as well. Okay, so there we go. There's step 1. Now, if they don't look quite even, you can take your needle underneath, kind of wiggle it around to even them out. Okay, so the next step, if you want, you could just leave them like this, but if you prefer, you can take some white yarn. This time, this is a bulky yarn that I found, so I'm gonna divide up the plies and only use half the yarn. I just find it the bulky would be a bit too thick for what I'm thinking of doing here. And then I'm going to come up the bottom of the eye, at the top. And the same strategy that we were using before, except I'm only going to do it on the outside of the eye. And I'll go through maybe a couple times just to make sure but you're just adding a little bit of an eye highlight. Make sure it's over the side. There we go. And what we could also do is when you come up here the next time, make sure that other end doesn't disappear. There we go. Okay. You can also do is just come down right in the middle of that eye, if you can. And at the bottom. And that'll just give a little bit of an eye highlight in there. Again, you can use your needle. There we go. In the same way that you ended off the black, you're just going to tie it off and push it through to the back. And there you go. You've got your embroidered eyes. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye for now.